Good morning. I'm meteorologist John Marshall, and folks, still tracking this spring snowstorm. I know a lot of you looking outside this morning and saying, John, really, what's going on here? Nothing going on in my town. Well, we said yesterday that the brunt of the storm will be more like midday through late evening. Pretty long duration event. What has changed over the last overnight hours that makes this forecast a bit different? I'm going to tell you right now. The computer models are suggesting that this storm will be a little less intense, meaning the winds won't be as strong along the coast. Good news. Some more good news. They've cut down the computer models on a bit of the precipitation. But my forecast from yesterday, I still think is going to pan out with the snow amounts. We're going to get into that right now. But first, we're taking a look at the water vapor loop. This is the satellite loop, and what it shows is a large plume of moisture off the coast. The storm is developing, this is time stamp at about 8:30 in the morning, east of Virginia Beach. What's going to happen? An area of low pressure in the upper levels is spinning down. You see that pinwheeling moisture? That is going to move and capture this developing storm off the coast and slow it down considerably. It'll be located, just east of Delaware. Okay? That's why we think there's going to be a prolonged period of a pretty decent amount of snow falling throughout the tri-state area later this afternoon. Now, let's take a look at the current radar. Again, this is time-stamped between 8 and 8:30 on your Wednesday. Is that what it is, Nick? Wednesday? On your Wednesday morning. He's like, Dad, what? Okay, so we have the blue is the area of snow. Just warm enough across Long Island, New York City, it's spitting a little rain. Coastal New Jersey, a little rain and snow as well. But folks, all of this moisture, as you see back to the south and west of us, with that moisture of energy coming through, will solidify this whole area over the next couple of hours. So if it's not doing much where you are now, it should in the next several hours throughout the tri-state area, and it will bring down the precipitation, the cold air that will be developing more so in the upper levels of the atmosphere, okay? So here's our futurecast radar. This is mid to late morning. So still some rain, some mix along Long Island and coastal New Jersey. The blue is the moderate snow that will be falling, and it will continue to go over to snow, even over Long Island and coastal New Jersey. This is this afternoon. Just a swath of moderate to heavy snow, and again, it could come down at maybe 1 to 2 inches an hour. This storm will not be as potent as the March 7th nor'easter. That is the good news with the wind, and hopefully we'll have limited or less amount of tree damage and power outages. Here's what we can expect over the next, let's say, the duration of this storm. This morning, the morning snow and mix becomes more widespread. The brunt of the storm toward midday through late evening. Any rain or mix should go over to wet snow, and it should come down heavy at times, possibly 1 to 2 inches an hour. You may hear a rumble of thunder, flash of lightning, with whiteout conditions at times. Gusty winds, not up to 60. That's the great news here. Between 30 and 45 miles an hour along the coast. Isolated power outages, and the snow will taper off from southwest to northeast as we head toward the midnight hour, and then the wee hours of the morning over eastern Long Island. My snow amounts, folks, have not changed in 24 to 30 hours. I'm steadfast with this solution. That's why I don't go crazy predicting 1 to 2 feet of snow when some of the computer models crank out all this stuff. Lots of stuff and elements limiting that from happening. We talked about that. A little bit of a weaker storm, but it's still going to come down. A general swath of 6 to 12 inches of snow all throughout the tri-state area. Okay? Couple of concerns, just meteorologically speaking. Where does that sharp cutoff of the heavy precipitation occur north of town? We've got a 1 to 6 just north of Sussex County, okay? And the Jersey Shore, especially coastal Ocean County, they may stick with that mix a little longer to keep those amounts down, okay? A general 6 to 12 inches of snow, colder surfaces. Where do the heavy bands of snow set up? That is yet to be determined. It is called a NOWRAD situation. We're watching right now the radars and trying to see where those bands will pivot back off the ocean as the storm stalls south and east of New Jersey. And once you get in that real heavy band of snow, it will stick to the roads and everything. It may lighten up, The sun is very high this time of the year. We're in latter March. Solar radiation coming down. It will melt some of the snow on the ground. That's why you weather enthusiasts and meteorologists out there need to get out there, especially on north-facing areas where the sun isn't shining, although it's just the radiation coming down, the energy of it, into that one area, like the back of your house or wherever that northern exposure is. There'll be a little more snow because it's not being affected by the heating of the sun, even though it's snowing like crazy, okay? And let's just say your specific temperature. So a couple points. Your specific temperature, I still think a general 6 to 12 inches of snow, I really think it's going to come down pretty good later this afternoon through this evening, okay? You can always get an updated forecast at www.johnmarshallweather.com. I have my radar there. We've been talking about, people have been asking about this t-shirt. Pretty cool. It's got my logo on it. Believe me, I'm not making a buck on this, folks. It's just for you guys to have and, you know, say, hey, I'm a fan of this guy. All right, go to my website. There's a t-shirt link on there that will click you over to a store. It's really a neat shirt. And anyway, tomorrow, whole different story. Let's get into it real quick. 5-day forecast. Let me get my name out of there. It's out of here. Still a little bit of snow possible over eastern Long Island. The majority of it is just out of here to east. Yes, we'll be digging out 43 degrees. And right now, the weekend looks like that storm will stay south of the immediate metropolitan area. Again, we're going to update the situation. I'll be doing some Facebook Live, not only in my studio here, but upstairs in my office. If anything really changes significantly, you guys have been great. You guys take care. Remember, the brunt of the storm later today. See ya.